Selected parts from the book One Life is Not Enough, written by Shri K. Natur Singh. Part 16. To call someone a great man is to claim that he has intentionally taken a large step, one far beyond the normal capacities of men in satisfying central human interests. Jawaharlal Nehru's life is as well documented as those of Mahatma Gandhi and Winston Churchill's. Both Pandit Nehru and Churchill wrote superb English and loved the sounds of words and phrases. Nehru laid the foundations of a democratic, secular, and inclusive nation state, and succeeding prime ministers strengthened those foundations. At times, he involved himself with administrative trivia. He judged people by his own standards. His grip on and understanding of the masses was second only to that of Mahatma Gandhi's. He erred. So did Lenin, Roosevelt, Churchill, and Mao Zedong. Within a fortnight of Nehru's passing on 27 May 1964, I decided to edit a book of tributes to him. I approached his American publishers and they, without hesitation, agreed to publish The Legacy of Nehru. The first question was, who would the contributors be? Raja Rao, Santa Rama Rao, and I drew up a list. I wrote to some of his great contemporaries. They responded immediately with their reflections and reminiscences. The contributors included C.B. Attlee, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Nobel laureate Pearl S. Buck, Martin Luther King Jr., Norman Cousins, the editor of the prestigious Saturday Review, well-known writer from the Soviet Union, Bertrand Russell, Arnold Toynbee, the great historian, U Thant, Secretary General of the United Nations. The book appeared on 27th May 1965, Pandit Nehru's first death anniversary. I also included parts of Pandit Nehru's last will and testament written in sublime English. Few remember that Pandit Nehru's first cabinet of 15 ministers included 6 non-congressmen, that is, S.P. Mukherjee, B.R. Ambedkar, Sardar Baldev Singh, John Mathai, C.H. Bhabha, and R.K. Shanmukham Chetty. Muhammad Ali Jinnah never went to jail, never participated in any street protests, never faced a lathi charge. He was a single-minded person, clear about his goal. He outwitted the entire Congress leadership with the exception of Sardar Patel. It is often said that Sardar Patel would have made a better Prime Minister. There was no national debate on the partition of India. A divided Congress Working Committee passed a resolution accepting partition. Gandhiji's reservations were ignored, so were those of Jayaprakash Narayan, Maulana Azad and Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Gandhiji was not in Delhi on 15th August. He had left for Calcutta to douse the communal fires burning there. The resolution of the Congress Working Committee accepting partition was sent to AICC and was voted upon on 14 June 1947. The result was 157 for, 29 against, and 23 abstentions. Now I come to the widening chinks in his foreign policy armor. His three cardinal errors were his disastrous handling of the Kashmir issue, his misplaced trust of the leaders of the People's Republic of China, and his turning down of the Soviet proposal to give India a permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council. All three have been millstones around the necks of people of India and successive governments since 1947. Jawaharlal Nehru was a great author. Jawaharlal Nehru spent nearly 10 years in jail between 1922 and 1945. He read voraciously and wrote copiously. He says, I am a lover of words and phrases and try to use them appropriately. Whatever my opinions might be, the words I use are meant to express them intelligibly and in ordered sequence. On 22nd October 1947, Pakistan invaded the Jhelum Valley in Kashmir. India learnt of this incursion 2 days later, and Pandit Nehru spoke to Lord Mountbatten, who had stayed on as Governor General of Independent India, about it. Mountbatten, as well as the three chiefs of the Army, Air Force, and Navy, were all Englishmen and maintained their own agenda. In Pakistan too, the Army, Air Force, and Navy chiefs were Englishmen. These chiefs of the two states were in touch with each other and were secretly informing Mountbatten of day-to-day events. Mountbatten kept Nehru in the dark. Not only that, he used the British High Commission in Delhi to send messages to British Prime Minister Clement Attlee and King George VI, all behind the back of government of which he was the Governor General. It was Pandit Nehru's error to have invited Mountbatten, the last Viceroy of India, to become the first Governor General of India. Jinnah was more realistic. When Mountbatten suggested that he become the Governor General of Pakistan as well, Jinnah firmly turned him down. Mountbatten was a constitutional figurehead, yet it was he who advised Pandit Nehru to take up the Kashmir issue to the United Nations. He was even against sending Indian troops to Srinagar until the Maharaja of Kashmir had signed the instrument of accession to India. Disregarding his advice, Pandit Nehru and Patel decided that Indian troops should be flown to Srinagar immediately. They arrived just in time to save Srinagar from falling into the hands of the Pakistani invaders. After the draft of the communication which India was to send to the UN Security Council was prepared, Mountbatten suggested that the Indian draft be shown to Liaquat Ali Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. It was so outrageous a proposal that Even Pandit Nehru refused to oblige him. Sardar Patel was not in favor of even a limited reference on Kashmir to the United Nations, which he called disunited nations. Pandit Nehru had the good sense to show the draft to Gandhiji, who made a vital correction by cutting out in pencil the words independent status. It is now well known that Jawaharlal Nehru deeply regretted accepting the advice of Mountbatten gave him. Sardar Patel pointed out that it had been the Governor General who had induced the government to refer the issue to the United Nations in the first place. Mountbatten had no choice but to accept what Sardar Patel said. The Indian delegation to the first meeting of the Security Council was led by Sir Gopalswamy Iyengar. He was a PCS officer of the Madras Presidency who was appointed Diwan of Kashmir in 1937 and had served there till 1943. He was a wise and soft-spoken man of unimpeachable integrity. But he was not familiar with the manner in which the Security Council functioned. The Pakistan delegation was led by Sir Muhammad Jafarullah Khan, the foreign minister and a very eminent lawyer who had decided to migrate to Pakistan after partition. Gopalswamy Iyengar put forward his case in a mild manner. Jafarullah got the better of him. Sheikh Abdullah was also a member of the delegation. It is now well known that even in 1948 he had an independent Kashmir at the back of his mind. An American writer has written that Indians had made Abdullah a member of the delegation in the expectation that he would be an effective spokesperson for India's cause. They could not have calculated that he would undercut their position by calling for Kashmir's independence in a private conversation with the US delegate in the Security Council, Warren Austin. Nehru had put all his Kashmir eggs in the Abdullah's basket. In 1957, Krishna Menon addressed the Security Council for 9 hours. The speech made him a hero in India, but had little impact on the Security Council. Even members friendly to India commented, "If you have such a good cause, then why is it necessary to make a 9-hour-long speech?" At least 4 members of the Security Council were half asleep by the end of it. It was only after Jawaharlal Nehru's death in May 1964 that it became possible to view the Kashmir issue in a different way. Thank you very much.